Welcome to Live Breathe Film, episode 89. You're here with Corey, Doug, and Murph. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to predict the biggest blockbusters of the September-December fall movie season via our 2023 fall box office draft. You can kind of look at this as a fall movie preview as well, since we'll be summing up what these movies are that are coming out that we're potentially drafting. And then a new situation is moving forward. Stay tuned after our credits for our regular update on the summer movie box office and how our summer movie box office pool has been performing if you are invested in how we are each doing. But yeah, let's just get right into it. We've got the fall box office draft right now. Per usual, there's a $25 buy-in, so the winner will receive a $50 AMC gift card since we all have AMCs by us. The draft order for today is Doug with the number 1 pick, myself with the number 2 pick, and then Corey with the number 3 pick. We do a snake draft, so Corey will have 2 picks in a row, and it'll go back to me, and then Doug will have 2 picks in a row, and so on and so forth. We'll each have 8 picks total, so 24 movies will be drafted. Because of the situation, because of how everything is kind of in flux right now this fall with the Writers Guild strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike, we are going to say anything that opens in limited release in 2023 can be drafted, even if it goes wide in early 2024. It's tough enough as it is, and you'll really see that when we go over the list of movies that are opening over the next 4 months. But yeah, let's dive into the eligible films, unless the two of you have any other things to add before doing so.
No, this is going to be probably the most interesting one that we've done yet, I think.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you, Corey. It feels like we're just throwing, I don't even know what a proper expression is. We're just throwing we're throwing caution to the wind and just hoping for the best.
Yeah, there's no clear-cut winner or a clear-cut movie to choose, really.
Yeah. There's maybe something that you could think will be number 1 will end up being like number 5. Something that you think will be number 10 could end up being number 1. It's that kind of season, assuming these movies actually do come out, because we might have cases where something we draft doesn't come out. So we'll see. But let's give you a summary of what's coming out this fall, and then we will get into Doug's number 1 pick, which hopefully he has ready to go after thinking about it for the last couple days and catching up on trailers and whatnot. But we've got The Nun 2, the latest entry in the Conjuring universe. We have My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. I don't know, our listeners, if you recall, the first one, absolute smash, and basically the entirety of 2002. And then it had a sequel sometime over the past 10 years. And now we have the 3rd entry in the series. Then we have Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This is an live action film.
I was gonna say, I saw the trailer and it was.
It said Blue Fox Entertainment, and I'm reading the Wikipedia list of movies for this fall, and I immediately just intuitively read Blue Sky, the former animation company that Disney acquired. But this is a live action film. Coming of age romantic drama film. Follows 2 Mexican American teenage boys who find an instant connection in 1987, set in El Paso, Texas. Eva Longoria is in the cast. Premiered at the 47th International Toronto Film Festival last year. Next up, we have A Haunting in Venice. This is the latest standalone entry in Kenneth Branagh's Agatha Christie mysteries. This one has more of a horror tone to it compared to just the straight mysteries that we had in the first 2 installments. Trailers make it look a little supernatural. After that, we have Dumb Money, which is opening in limited release in the middle of September and will be expanding theaters for the next few weeks after that. This is the one about the GameStop stock situation and that big Reddit movement that took place a couple years ago. After that, we have Camp Hideout. That one is a American family film. Christopher Lloyd's a supporting actor. Corbin Bleu, I believe he was in the High School Musical series. Yeah, I don't. I would have to go through the entire plot. It doesn't have like a 2 sentence synopsis, but it takes place at a summer camp. I think the tagline is "You can't hide when you're in plain sight." Hence the title "Camp Hideout." Next up is Expendables 4, which it's written in a ridiculous style, which I had to write on our document. We have Stallone and Statham headlining this one, along with new cast members like Megan Fox, 50 Cent, etc. And it's back to its R rating, as people were annoyed with the PG-13 that the third installment had. Next up in September is It Lives Inside. This is a horror movie from Neon, I believe. It's about an American high school student of Indian origin who rejects her Indian heritage to be like everyone else. A demonic spirit known as a Pisesh, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, latches onto her former best friend. She has to come to terms with her heritage to defeat it. I know, Corey, that was one you thought looked pretty interesting. We've been seeing the trailers for that one lately.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we have The Kill Room, which includes Uma Thurman and her daughter, also Pulp Fiction reunion with Uma Thurman and Samuel L. Jackson, although I don't think they actually shared any screen time in the film, now that I recall. They did share screen time in Kill Bill 2. But this was one where I recently saw the trailer. The synopsis for the film is the art world meets the underground when a money laundering scheme accidentally turns a hitman into an overnight avant-garde sensation. Up next, in our final week of September, we have a bunch of films of various genres. We have The Creator, a sci-fi film from Gareth Edwards, the director of Rogue One. This one's dealing with sort of Terminator situation, post-apocalyptic AI story. Stars John David Washington. Next up, we have Saw 10, which is a direct sequel to the original Saw. We have Dix, the musical, a A24 musical, their first one ever, starring an eclectic cast: Nathan Lane, Megan Mullally, Megan Thee Stallion, Bone Yang, and it sort of looks like a variation of The Parent Trap, but with lots of dick jokes. And finally, we have She Came to Me. This is with Peter Dinklage, Marissa Tomei, and Anne Hathaway. The premise is a composer is creatively blocked and unable to finish the score for his big comeback opera. At the behest of his wife, Patricia, he sets out in search of inspiration. So those are all the films we've got coming out in September. When we move on to October, we have The Marsh King's Daughter. This is starring Daisy Ridley, Ben Mendelsohn, Garrett Hedlund. Based on a book. Premise is young mother is forced to confront her long buried past as the child of a vicious kidnapper and the girl he held captive for 12 years when her father breaks out of prison. Convinced that he intends to take her daughters, she sets out to track down and kill him herself. Next, we have Foe. This is another similar sort of post-apocalyptic movie. The the premise being the lives of a married couple played by Saoirse Ronan and Paul Mescal are turned upside down when a stranger arrives at their farm and informs the husband he will be sent to a large space station and his wife will be left in the company of a robot. Scheduled to premiere at the New York Film Festival. After that, we have, I believe it's Cat Person is the next one. Yep, Cat Person. This stars Cousin Greg from Succession. And Hope Davis, also a supporting character on Succession. A lot of character actors, but it's based on a 2017 short story of the same name. I think it was in the was it in the New Yorker? Yes, the New Yorker. The premise is a 20-year-old sophomore college student named Margot has a brief relationship with Robert, an older man who frequently visits the movie theater where she works. From there, the relationship turns dicey. That's not in the premise, but that's what I got from the trailer. Up next in spooky movie season, we have The Exorcist Believer. This is David Gordon Green's direct follow-up to the original Exorcist film, which came out 50 years ago. Ellen Burstyn has returned for it. First time since the original movie. I believe, unlike the Halloween reboots, all the films in the series are still canon, and the source material is being taken, I guess, a little more seriously. This was a quote that I read from him actually today. I think it's in Empire, because it's not like a slasher series. It has to do with the supernatural, demons, religion, family, etc. After that, we have actually the same weekend, which is funny. We have Ordinary Angels. This is with Hilary Swank. Pull up the premise for you. Inspired by a true story, a hairdresser rallies an entire community to help a widowed father save the life of his critically ill young daughter, while the community is hit by a major snowstorm from the 1994 North American cold wave. Is that the end? No, not the end of December. Not the end of October. Still got quite a bit more. Next up
It's gonna be like kind of tough, like doing anything over any of these weekends because it's just like blockbuster after blockbuster.
Yeah, thank you for also talking because I was getting tired. I should have brought a glass of water or something.
This is like, this is
light the world on fire.
There's been past drafts where I did not include every single movie that is coming out in some sort of like from a major studio because I'm like, oh, this is fucking ridiculous. No one's going to draft it. But then we had Sound of Freedom this past summer, and I will never do that again. So I'm including every movie that is having some sort of at least a limited release from a major studio. The only ones that I did not include were movies from Netflix because they only do their 1 or 2 week runs in theaters, in like independent theaters, and Hulu as well. Meanwhile, Apple had have some movies in wide release. Those were included. I didn't include their ones that are doing the 1 week limited ones. But yeah, just to understand why we are going through as many movies as we are, it's because I don't know what the hell any of us are going to draft this fall too. So because the season seems like a crapshoot. So wanted to include as much as possible. Okay. Dear David, this is from Lionsgate BuzzFeed Studios. The premise is a former BuzzFeed employee becomes haunted by the ghost of a boy possessed by a demonic entity. It's based on the same BuzzFeed employer's Twitter thread of the same name. So, horror movie for October. Yeah, it's interesting concept. The I believe the trailer was one that I caught up on this week. There's so many movies that I was checking out trailers for. I'm like, I'm not 100% certain of which ones I watched and which ones I didn't. Then we've got the Persian version. This is the premise for this one is while her father recovers from a heart transplant, a young Iranian American filmmaker clashes with her mother and learns of a family secret. No one that I'm aware of is in this cast. It's coming out by Sony Pictures Classic. It was at the Sundance Film Festival where it won 2 awards, including the Audience Award for the U.S. Dramatic Competition. So seems like it's a crowd pleaser. Sounds like it is a crowd pleaser based on that. All right. Then we've got Killers of the Flower Moon, which originally was supposed to open in limited release, but is now just going strictly wide on October 20th. This is one of those Apple movies that is going in theaters and having a traditional wide release. It's a co-production with Paramount Pictures. We've talked about it plenty this year. It's Martin Scorsese, and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone. Finally, in our last weekend of October, we have Five Nights at Freddy's. It's based on, I believe, a video game franchise. Yep. Takes place at a Chuck E. Cheese former child entertainment place that's shut down, and it is a horror movie. It's by Blumhouse. It's a day-and-day release with Peacock, which is something to note. It seems like they are consistently doing that every October now with one of their films. Blumhouse is also involved in The Exorcist. While that one's strictly in theaters, this one is in theaters and on Peacock on the same date. All right. Then we have The Holdovers. It opens in limited release in October. This is Alexander Payne's latest with Paul Giamatti. You probably saw the trailer with Oppenheimer. But the premise for this film is a disliked Barton Academy teacher is responsible for supervising the students who are unable to return to their homes for Christmas break. He is forced to deal with one particularly rebellious student. Then we have Priscilla. This is a film following Priscilla Presley and her life with Elvis. It's directed by Sofia Coppola. It's from A24. Stars Kaylee Spaney. Not sure how to pronounce her name. But she's playing Priscilla, and then Jacob Elordi from Euphoria is playing Elvis. All right, is that it? Or no, one more. We got one more for you for October. Sight. It's based. God damn it! The Wikipedia page doesn't have a great summary.
I think it's based on like a surgeon or something that helps like help develop the process to restore sight to patients or something. That's what it looked like from the it's a snippet of a trailer I caught.
Got it. Yeah, it's biographical drama. It's based on by the doctor's autobiography, From Darkness to Sight. So that all checks out. Cool. Thank you, Doug. All right, we are at the halfway point, but the movies are dwindling down month per month at this point. I hope. We've got first up, because Dune Part 2 shifted its release date to 2024. Our kickoff film for November is The Marvels, currently slated for November 10th. Perhaps it'll move to November 3rd. Maybe it'll move to 2024. Who the fuck knows? Certainly we don't. We're just guessing today. But it is the sequel to Captain Marvel and also a follow-up to Ms. Marvel, the Disney Plus show, and WandaVision, the first Disney Plus show. After that, we have Dream Scenario, the latest from A24. This one's got an interesting premise starring Nicolas Cage. He plays Paul Matthews, a schlubby professor who never made it. Who becomes an overnight celebrity after appearing in everyone's dream. has an eclectic cast, including Michael Cera, Tim Meadows, Dylan Baker, Kate Berlant, and Julianne Nicholson. Moving on, we have The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is a prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy, which is spread out into 4 films, and follows President Snow when he is only a student in Pan Am, and he's actually mentoring somebody from District 12 in the 10th Hunger Games. After that, we have Trolls Band Together, the 3rd installment in the Trolls series from DreamWorks. If you recall, the second one was one that was affected by the COVID pandemic and was the first film, I believe, to just basically get rid of its theatrical release and just go straight to premium on demand. It was pretty controversial at the time, but then Universal made solid deals with the various exhibitors to stop them from being as angry as Warner Brothers would later make the theaters at the end of 2020 and throughout all of 2021.
Broke a ton of records because of that, right?
Yeah, I think it did
records.
pretty solid. It was I think it was, and it was in like some limited release, like it was in drive-ins and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it was the first one to be like sold like a rental for like $20, like when it was supposed to be in theaters instead. And so it's kind of a big deal historically.
Seems like so long ago.
It does. It does. I mean, I guess it came out right before we started this podcast.
Yeah.
Then we've got Next Goal Wins, the latest film from Taika Waititi. This one was shot before the pandemic, but they had to do reshoots to get Armie Hammer out of it, and they subbed in Will Arnett. This one is about a Dutch-American football coach or soccer coach, depending on where you're from, who was tasked with turning the American Samoa national team, considered one of the weakest football teams in the world, into an elite squad. This is actually based on a true story. After that, we have Thanksgiving, the long-awaited follow-up from Grindhouse back in 2007. That's when we got the original trailer for Thanksgiving. Still directed by Eli Roth, but with a different cast than who was in that fake trailer to the film. But perfectly timed for Thanksgiving, even though it's a horror movie. And you would be like, why isn't this coming out in October? Because the movie's titled Thanksgiving, so it's coming out the week before Thanksgiving.
Good move.
And then a few more for November. We have Wish, the latest from Walt Disney Animation Studios. This one is about the wishing star. It's like their big 100th anniversary movie, tying together a major theme across most of their Disney films, which is wishes becoming reality. Voices include Ariana DeBose, Chris Pine, and Alan Tudyk. Then we've got Napoleon, Apple TV's other wide release this fall. This is Ridley Scott's latest historical epic about Napoleon. I was going to say Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Bonaparte, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Vanessa Kirby. Looks like it's got a lot of the epic action scenes and scope of his films like Gladiator. And it's solid prep for working on Gladiator 2, which will resume filming once this damn strike ends. Lastly, our final film for November had its teaser trailer come out today. It's called Saltburn. It is Emerald Fennell's follow-up to Promising Young Woman. She did win Best Original Screenplay for that one. Stars Barry Keoghan and Jacob Elordi, along with Rosamund Pike, Richard E. Grant, and Carey Mulligan. Premise for this film is Barry Keoghan's character is struggling to find his place at Oxford Academy. He finds himself drawn into the world of the charming and aristocratic character played by Jake Elordi, who invites him to Saltburn, his eccentric family's sprawling estate, for a summer never to be forgotten. On to December. All right. We've got The Bike Riders, Jeff Nichols' latest film starring Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, Michael Shannon, Boyd Holbrook, and Norman Reedus. Solid cast. Set in the 1960s, it follows the rise of a fictional Midwestern motorcycle club. Seen through the lives of its members, the club evolves over the course of a decade from a gathering place for local outsiders into a more sinister gang, threatening the original group's unique way of life. All right. And then we've got Eileen. This is with Thomasin McKenzie, Shea Whigham, and Anne Hathaway. In 1960s New England, Eileen is working at a prison when a captivating, glamorous counselor arrives and helps her access new facets of her personality, but may be drawing her into something more dangerous. After that, we have Poor Things, originally supposed to come out in September, but pushed back because of the strike. It's playing at a bunch of the festivals this coming month. It's the latest from Yorgos Lanthimos, the director of The Favorite. Stars Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe. Kind of looks like a Frankenstein type story. The premise is a young woman named Bella is brought back to life by a scientist and her guardian. Initially naive, Bella is eager to learn about the world around her, a bit under Baxter's protection. That's her guardian. Wanting to see more, she runs off with someone else, a slick lawyer, and travels across continents. Free from the prejudices of times, Bella demands equality and liberation. Looks trippy. Looks like something from give me the director of 12 Monkeys, please. Terry Gilliam.
Yeah.
Looks like something from Terry Gilliam. All right, then we have Magazine Dreams. This was a big movie at Sundance. Stars Jonathan Majors. It follows an aspiring bodybuilder who struggles to find human connection in this exploration of celebrity and violence. Nothing deters him from his fiercely protected dream of superstardom, not even the doctors who warn him of the permanent damage he causes to himself with this quest. But yeah, this is coming out from Searchlight Pictures, and it did receive positive reviews from critics. Pretty big. It was looking like it was going to be a pretty big deal before the whole controversy with Jonathan Majors. We'll see how this one is marketed. But if the strike's still going on, it might be in their best interest because nobody in the cast will have to talk about them or anything like that. All right. Then we have I missed one film. Adding it to it right now. There is no trailer for it, but I heard major buzz from the festivals. It will be playing in New York. The Zone of Interest. It's from A24. It's from Jonathan Glazer, who directed Under the Skin, the Scarlett Johansson sci-fi film. The premise is the commandant of the Auschwitz concentration camp, Rudolf Hoss, and his wife Hedwig strive to build a dream life for their family in a house and garden right next to the camp. So I've heard big things from that. It actually premiered at Cannes to universal critical acclaim. Apologies for not having it on there. I don't believe there's a trailer for this film. If there is, I have not seen it. Only a few films left. We have got Wonka, the prequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original Gene Wilder version, starring Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka. This is him opening up his shop, meeting Oompa Loompas, all things like that. It's from the director of Paddington, so it should be good. Next, we have Anyone But You. This is, I believe, an R-rated romantic comedy starring Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. It's definitely a romantic comedy. Not 100% certain about the R rating. I know it had strong reactions at CinemaCon earlier this year. The premise is two people who despise one another can't seem to get away from the other while they vacation in Sydney. Thank God we are almost at the end. Aquaman and the Lost King, the final film in the DCEU. All the same creative from the original are back, and yeah, that's all I'll get into on that one. Migration, the latest from Illumination Studios. This is an animation film, unlike the one I said earlier where I thought it was Blue Sky, where a bunch of mallards want to go from New England to Jamaica and traveling through New York City. Voices include Kumail Nanjiani, Elizabeth Banks, Awkwafina, and Keegan-Michael Key, etc. Then we have The Iron Claw from A24. This is about the Von Erich family, a dynasty of wrestlers from the 1960s onwards, based on a true story. They had enormous success and tons of tragedies. They popularized the Iron Claw professional wrestling hold, hence the title, The Iron Claw. However, they not only had to battle inside the ring, but fight the Von Erich curse outside of it. Strong cast, including Zac Efron, Lily James, Maura Tierney, Holt McClaney, Jeremy Allen White, etc. Finally, the final three films of 2023, all opening on Christmas Day. We have The Color Purple, the musical adaptation of the there's like a million ways to describe it, because it's originally a book that Steven Spielberg turned into a film in the 1980s that was then turned into a musical on Broadway that is now being turned into a adaptation of the musical on Broadway into a film. But it is a story of the lifelong struggles of an African-American woman living in the South during the early 1900s. Stars Fantasia Barrino, Taraji P. Henson, Danielle Brooks, Coleman Domingo, Corey Hawkins, her, and many others. The Boys in the Boat, George Clooney's latest directorial endeavor. Also a true story. Well, this one is a true story. This one is about the University of Washington crew that represented the United States in the men's eight at the 1936 Summer Olympics Games in Berlin, including coaches, boat builder, and the working class student athletes involved, who were effectively, including one rower who was effectively abandoned by his family and left to fend for himself at a young age. I believe this one was going to... Yeah, the date was decided upon after the film received positive scores at its test screenings and early award season buzz. And finally, we have Ferrari. Teaser trailer came out today, along with Saltburn. This is the latest from Michael Mann. It's been a while since we've got one from him. Passion project from him. Stars Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz, and Shailene Woodley. It is about Enzo Ferrari. And it's based on his biography. But he is the Italian founder of the Ferrari car company. And yeah, holy shit, that is it. That's your preview of all the films coming out this fall. Thank you for listening to my endless rant. Oh, we did include one other film that may or may not come out. Currently doesn't have a release date. Lionsgate pushed it in August to a unknown Q4 release date. That is Whitebird. It is the spiritual sequel to Wonder. They removed the A Wonder Story subtitle from the film. Stars Helen Mirren. I don't know if it's actually going to come out yet. It still hasn't gotten a release date and was pushed back because of the strikes. So based on how long these strikes go on, who knows if the film actually comes out this year. Fun side note, I actually drafted this film last fall. And
you did?
Yep. and I didn't draft it in the summer because of that reason. And I will be straightforward. I'm definitely not drafting it now because it doesn't have a release date. But I wanted to include it since they did say it was going to come out. Anything else that debuts at a festival that doesn't have a release date, I did not include. There are films from Richard Linklater and others that are premiering at festivals. I didn't include them, and I'm not going to draft them because I do not know if they actually are going to come out this year. There are plenty of films that debuted at fall festivals last year that didn't come out till this fall. So just because something opens at a fall festival doesn't mean it necessarily is coming out that year for award season. It could be to get someone to invest in the film and release it itself in a wider release platform. So yeah, that was one other aside. All right, we good? So anything that any of you want to add based on everything that I said? Kate asked in the chat, The Wonder, like the Florence Pugh movie. Was Florence Pugh in the Jacob Tremblay, Owen Wilson, Julia Roberts film Wonder? If so, then yes. If no, then no.
That's so weird that it's like a sequel. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It's like a sequel and a prequel because it's a sequel to a side character, and then it's being like all about flashbacks to World War II and dealing with Nazi persecution of Jewish people and explaining lesson to the bully of the original film that kindness goes a long way and so on and so forth. But no, that was apparent that Florence Pugh was not in Wonder, according to Kate. This is a different film. That was one on Netflix. Wonder was the successful Lionsgate film in theaters. Okay. I can't talk anymore. So let's
Good job, Murph.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
That was quite something. But all right, Doug. Yeah, to reiterate, you have the first pick. I have the second. Corey has the third. Do you know what you're taking with your first pick?
I do, and I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but the entire time you were talking gave me like a chance to consider and reconsider my pick, and so I think I've changed what I thought was the obvious pick into a less obvious pick, where I'm just gonna go with my gut and hope for the best. But
Okay.
This could be a disastrous move on my part. But I'm gonna take Wish.
Okay.
I think the floor I see it is, in my opinion, probably 150. I think it's got a potentially high. I could see it getting into the 200s, potentially even higher, depending on how well the movie's received. I think, the fact that it's tying into all the old Disney movies with the wishing star could be interesting and could help, get Disney fans out and seeing the movie. And so I didn't think it would be around still when it came back around to me, and so I just figured, why the hell not? There's another movie on here that is what like I initially said, I was leaning towards as like the obvious pick, but it's just not a movie I'm super high about, so I figured go with the one that I feel better about. So
yeah, that's fair. It wouldn't have came back around to you.
yeah.
So good call on taking it if it does pan out. But I will go with my pick. Also, another non-obvious pick, which I think you'll do pretty well. I'm going to go with Illumination's Migration, opening over the holidays. They've been the far more successful animation studio of late.
It's true.
and they had success over this exact time period with the Sing movies. So I think it's going to be a hit at the very least. All right. Now Corey gets to be the first guinea pig for the wraparounds.
Okay. Well,
probably didn't expect those first 2 picks. We threw Corey for a loop.
All right. So,
well, shit. Now what?
So first pick, I'm gonna do Flower Moon.
Okay.
And then my second pick is going to be Hunger Games.
Alrighty. Would you like to talk about why these are your 2 picks?
I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese. I think that even though the movie will be on Apple, pretty quickly, I think it's still gonna rake in a decent amount of money. And then Hunger Games, even though I'm not really that high on the movie itself, the last movie did a lot, and there's a lot of fans, so I think it's going to bring a lot of people to the theater. So,
yeah, Hunger Games is an interesting one. It's definitely one that I was eyeing as of interest. It's not the height of the popularity of that series anymore, so there's a question mark about, is it still going to draw similar audience sizes to some of those other movies? And Katniss, whatever her name was,
Everdeen.
Everdeen, seemed to really a lot of people really liked that character. People were taking up archery and all that. I don't know if it's still got that same cultural zeitgeist that it once did, but it's still interesting just because of the fact that it made a ton of money. So yeah. I was definitely something I was eyeing.
And yeah, no, it was something I was hoping to eventually get on here. It'll be interesting to see if it performs similarly, like how The Hobbit did compared to like the first Hobbit film, compared to like Fellowship of the Ring, or how Fantastic Beasts, the first one, did compared to the first Harry Potter, and if like it really has that nostalgia factor of like being like a film, I don't know, 10 to 10 years after its most recent film. Actually, I think it was only like 5 years with Harry Potter, but you get what I mean. But all right, well, and Corey, you had something else you wanted to add?
No, I wanted to also say that it seems like people that have read the book that it's based on are pretty high on it. So
yeah, I recently read it and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah,
I think it's got some resonant themes, just like the original ones did, but this one even more like complex, more about like the evil, more about like how someone turns evil. I think it does it better than the Star Wars prequels do. So it'll be interesting to see how people react to it. All right, this didn't go where I was expecting. Yeah, I'm fucking worried.
You gotta take it.
I'm worried about one thing. I'm worried it doesn't come out.
I know, that's part of the reason why I didn't take it in the beginning, but I mean,
but yeah, I don't see how I can't take it this late in the game. I know it.
I'm taking it.
I know.
If you don't take
I know
it,
it's not coming back to me. So yeah, I will. Even if the movie drops by 50% from the first one, it's making $200+ million. So I will take the Marvels.
Yeah, you had to. I didn't expect it to go this far. Obviously,
I'm too worried.
I was considering taking it number one. The fact that it may not come out because of the fact, they're relying on stars to promote it. They could push it for that reason is a little concerning. And then
for sure,
not super high on this movie overall anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna make $200 million.
Yeah, it really is a matter of whether it comes out or not.
Did not think it was going to stay on the board that long.
No.
I
had it listed as number one on my overall list, but I put then I put like do I think am I 100% confident a movie's going to come out, or am I a maybe? This was a maybe. Migration I had at number 2, and I had a yes. So I ultimately flip-flopped. The fact that the Marvels was still on, I was like, okay, I guess I have no choice now. I should probably take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if that or Wish, if one of those movies move in November, because I don't know.
I think
it's just 2 movies from Disney.
Yeah, I think they keep Wish. To be honest, I don't see why they would want to push that over the Marvels. Makes the most sense to push out of the 2, in my opinion. But
yeah, no, I would agree with you. And the only I like the idea of them putting out, because they can like justify a bomb if it like does half the amount of money of the first one. Because I do think it's gonna make significantly less than the first one, and then they can use this as an excuse.
Yeah.
While if they postpone it to the spring and it bombs, then they just look like shit. But we'll see. All right, you got 2 in a row, Doug. What do you got?
So I'm gonna do Trolls because I'm all about cartoons. I'm doing the Corey strategy this year.
Dude, I was thinking about doing it. Part of me was like, maybe I'm gonna get Wish, Trolls, Band Together, and Migration.
And then I'm gonna do Wonka. I think it's got a name recognition to it. It's the Burton one did well back in the day. I don't know. To me that's an interesting one that I could see potentially performing well. So
that was my next one. You didn't take it.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Obviously, we're getting the movies that I know what they are getting less and less prevalent as I look at this list.
Yeah, no, I was hoping you weren't going to take Trolls. The animation movies are the ones I'm most confident are going to come out. The only reason I could see this one getting delayed is because supposedly there's an NSYNC reunion, and they might want to, if they can't promote that, they might want to hold on. And it's weird that it opens a week apart from Wish.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Only 5 days from Wish. So
my movies cannibalize each other.
But I mean, I think Trolls, like if it does come out, it'll do fine. They're 2 completely different types of animated movies with different audiences going to look at them, along with a lot of overlap that we'll probably see both. All right, fucking another tough, stupid pick.
By the time it gets back to me, I'm not going to even know what these movies are.
I fucking hate this. God damn it. Am I really going to do it? Am I really...
Just take My Big Fat Greek Wedding and get it over with.
Fuck. All right. I think I should break the mold again. Should I break the mold? What do you guys think? Do I go?
I feel like Murph and I we got burned so hard from like following the traditional path, and Corey like did so well on breaking the mold that We've gone crazy this draft.
Yeah, you guys. I was not expecting you to make the choices that you're making. I knew it was going to be off the charts different, but I didn't know what to expect. So this is interesting. I put you guys outside your comfort zone.
Like, nothing is obvious, and it's driving me crazy. Fuck. All right. Shit. Is it really gonna fall that far from the first one? It may. They've had such a bad year.
I know that's.
We all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
I've been burnt. I was so burnt in the spring. Granted, I was going to lose regardless. But I was also recently burnt in the summer. To a much lesser degree. It was mid draft. But they have such bad. They have such a bad fucking brand name right now.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what to expect with this one. I think there's a floor that's.
The one thing is, I
nothing.
do think it's coming out. It's just, is this brand so toxic now that it can drop like over 2/3 from what the original did? God damn it. This fucking sucks. I don't want to be burnt. I don't want
superhero movie Murph.
You're
just racking up all the superhero movies.
There's superhero fatigue. It's a real thing. I don't want to get burned by DC again. Fuck me. I'm gonna go with the film that I think it would be bigger if it actually comes out. The Color Purple. I can't do it. The Color Purple. The first one made over 100 million as a drama in the 1980s. The trailer when we saw Barbie opening weekend got fucking cheers. Granted, it was in New York City. It's a musical over the holidays. There's
I think it's gonna be decent.
There's tons of precedent. It's just I have concerns about whether it actually comes out or not because of the strike. But I had it put at number 3 with a maybe on my list. So there we go.
All right. Is Corey gonna take it?
Oh, hell no.
It's going back to Murph again.
What the fuck?
I'm dying on that hill. That movie can go fuck itself. No way. No trailer, no nothing. You think I'm gonna take? No.
You don't think you don't believe it's coming out?
No, I believe it's coming out.
Oh,
I just
like this December. You think it's coming out?
Oh no, I don't believe it's coming out in December.
Okay.
We haven't seen a trailer.
I feel like all my movies aren't going to come out if I do take it, because I'm still contemplating not taking it.
To me, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to talk everyone out of it. This is what's going to happen, but it's the truth. This movie, we have not had a trailer yet, and it's supposed to come out in December.
Which is a while. It's a ways off still.
It is a ways off, but still, we should have had a trailer a long time ago for this movie, and we haven't, and we all know why. And now, on top of it, we have the strike.
I think DC's just saving their marketing dollars because they've realized that it's not worth it to market these movies.
And then I'm going to say this.
I can believe it. It's also weird that Warner Brothers has 3 massive movies opening in December. We've drafted 2 of them already.
If this movie comes out, it's going to be sent out to die, and no one is going to see it. People
I
are
think people are going to see it. Yeah,
People
they're going
will
to see
see
it
it,
out of
but-
curiosity.
You're making a compelling argument, but yes, all right, maybe it won't come out this year. Maybe I shouldn't have been so confident that it would, because it is weird that we haven't gotten a trailer yet. All we have
No one
gotten
is saying a
trailers
damn
from their
word
other
about it.
movies. I just feel like they need to get rid of the fucking dumpster fire that is the DCEU.
Right, they need to just move on.
They
And
do.
and next year, nothing DCEU. It's all fucking new stuff.
But there's nothing coming out next year.
They've got Joker. They've got Joker in October.
There's nothing DC.
That's fine. They shouldn't have it.
Yeah, it's over.
They should just do an Elseworlds movie next year, in my opinion, and then start fresh in 2025 with the new DCU. And like the stink is far removed at that point. But I don't know. All right, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You got 2 picks, so you can go crazy. You can't really go crazy by the time it goes back to you.
Time for Corey to unleash his horror, maybe.
Oh fuck! I forgot to mention one movie during our preview, but it's probably something nobody's drafting anyway. It's the re-release of because it wasn't on Wikipedia. The re-release of Stop Making Sense, the Talking Heads.
We mentioned it.
No, I didn't mention it.
Oh, I just had.
We talked about it previously. The 40th. We talked about it in our text chain. But it's
on the
a
list.
40th anniversary of a concert film from Talking Heads. It's being released first in IMAX and for 1 week, and then wide after that. But yeah, it was sorry. It's on our list, so everyone could have seen it, but I didn't mention it to everyone else listening. Comes out in September. Okay. Boom.
So first pick, The Nun 2.
Alrighty. That one definitely is coming. It definitely is coming out. The tickets went on sale today.
Yep.
And it made good money, the first one.
Made very good money. It was one of the most successful movie. I think it might be the top grossing film in the Conjuring series.
It's up there. Yeah.
I'm fact checking that while you're looking up your next pick. Universe. Bum, bum, bum. It's the second highest domestic in the Conjuring universe.
It made over 100, right?
Yep. 117.
Yeah, that's solid.
All right. And what do you got for your second pick, Corey?
Um,
Don't feel rushed. I definitely think this will be a hit.
I could go back there and play the piano if we want some thinky music.
yeah. Saw 10.
All right, going with the double horror, and I'm fucking hyped for this movie as a direct sequel to the first one.
Yeah, it might be able to shake off, some of that would seem like Saw fatigue.
Yeah, like it's the first one in a long time that's focused on Tobin Bell's character, and yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. Spiral didn't do great, but again, wasn't Jigsaw. So, yeah. All right. 2 horror. All right. What was your last? So you got Corey. So far, you have got Killers of the Flower Moon, The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Nun 2, and Saw 10. Fuck. Shit. All right. Me no like this. I picked Blue Beetle with the 10th pick in the summer, and that shit didn't work out. Now I'm at pick number 11. I picked Shazam, Fury of the Gods in the spring with the number 4 pick. Did not work out at all.
Who would have thought?
Only because there was stipulation that we did that Black Adam worked for me in last fall's draft, where it doubled its gross. Fuck. But yeah, this movie might not come out. We might get a trailer this week, though. James Wan produces produces Conjuring. They're both Warner Brothers movies. I'm reaching. I shouldn't take it. Okay. All right. Let's do something else.
Did Ghostbusters get moved?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a spring movie now.
That's right.
All right.
Doug has a double coming up.
I know. He's gonna get a lot of good stuff, probably. Whatever he's gonna do, he's gonna get something I don't take now. I know
there's still. I mean, the interesting thing about this is that there's still a lot of potentials on the board. I see a lot of things that could end up making money if they actually come out.
If they actually come out.
I feel like it's COVID all over again.
It is. This is.
There are a lot of movies on here that could potentially get pushed to next year for sure.
I think people could be hyped for this movie based on the online.
Which one?
The online factor. I'm taking Dumb Money.
Oh.
I would have taken it if you didn't.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a recent story that's very popular online. It's got a stacked cast.
And that one will come out, I think.
It is. That one's coming out. They've got a solid. They just updated its release structure. It's like a very tiered 4-week release. So, yeah, Dumb Money. All right, Doug, with the dubs.
God, now I gotta think about stupid Aquaman. I was hoping it'd be gone by the time it got to me.
Yeah. I mean, eventually someone's going to have to take it, I would think.
God fucking damn it. Let me just look at this thing real.
It is ridiculous how far this movie has dropped.
I'm so glad that we recorded this. I mean, I knew we were going to.
Like that we have this on record.
We have this on record because this is wild.
We have an MCU movie fall, the only MCU movie, a fault of 5, and the only DC movie has not been drafted, and we are currently on the 12th pick.
Yeah.
God, there's the first thing that came up about whether or not the Aquaman's coming out is talking about like how like they're questioning whether or not
I mean,
here, let me read this just real quick. Aquaman 2 is a deeply weird situation, specifically because of all this, and even stranger is that this movie is allegedly coming out this year on December 20th. This is despite the fact that after all this time, not a second of footage has been publicly seen from it. No teasers, no trailers. I don't even think we've seen an official still image from it. So is it really going to hit that date?
We did see one back at Fandom, one of them.
Fandom 2021.
Maybe it was
Fandom 2021.
There's a picture of Momoa. There might have been a behind the scenes picture of
There might have been like a little featurette.
Maybe, but that was probably back when they originally filmed it. But we have not seen like any footage of the movie. No trailer. That's what I'm saying. Like sus to the max.
As Caden said,
sus.
no one likes the DC people. She ain't wrong right now.
No, she's quite right.
Man, and then I guess Keaton was supposed to be in this movie. Jesus Christ.
Ben Affleck was supposed to be in at one point. Keaton was supposed to be in at one point.
Yep.
Oh man.
There were other cameos apparently that were filmed that went on the wayside. By the wayside.
I just like why push that movie out? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't get it either.
Unless they have to reshoot and they're stuck not being able to reshoot. Yeah.
Yeah. I know they did some reshoots right before the actors strike. Like the 5th fucking round, I think, or something ridiculous.
Yeah. God damn it.
The only thing that I could think of, I think that the one thing that would put this over and it would not release this year because it seems like such a big deal and I really have no idea why, is if the strike's still going on and no one can promote this movie because they're obviously not high on the movie. They don't think it's going to really be good or perform well because they haven't shown anything about it. There hasn't been any information. They've done all these reshoots. So if they can't have anyone actually go out and promote the movie, what the fuck are they going to do? It'll definitely be thrown out to die. People will see it, but in their minds, for whatever reason, they think that
is that a good excuse like to use versus just like people fucking hate our product?
I mean, based on how the studios think, like now, based on the way they've they've pushed these movies, I think it's very possible. I don't understand why they pushed them to begin with, because you're totally losing more money pushing it. It makes more sense to release it regardless. I don't care. They probably haven't spent any money on marketing yet, whatever, but still, it just doesn't make sense. But based on how they've been acting, I think that it's very possible because of all those factors. I don't know. They could push it. They could easily push it to next summer.
Yeah, no, they could.
Easily. It doesn't have to come out in the beginning of the year. They could fucking keep pushing it 6 months.
Corey's going to convince us to not take Aquaman at all.
There is nothing coming out. There is nothing coming out next year for DC except for Joker, and that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. They could literally put it anywhere. Literally put it anywhere. Just saying.
Do you have Doug? Do you have at least one pick in mind?
I do. I'm going to do Exorcist Believer.
Solid.
Just really hoping that people name recognition, the fact that it's tying back to the original, hoping people go out. It looked kind of scary when I saw the trailer in theaters, so maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really have a good reason for drafting it other than name recognition. I don't really like a lot of these other picks on the board.
I mean, where you drafted it was around where I had it on my list.
Yeah, that makes sense.
God, just the Aquaman thing is killing me. If it's a goose egg, I'm gonna be freaking pissed.
Yeah, because we've all had fucking goose eggs before, and they suck.
Oh man, this is wild. It's going to be interesting to see, because at least 2 movies out of the movies that we picked move out of this year?
For all of us?
Yeah, between all of our picks.
Like total, like
Total.
of what we
So out of
recommended.
the 16 picks, I think 2 movies. That's
the 24. Wait,
I'm sorry,
out of
yeah.
the 24 movies. Okay.
24 movies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we talked about a ton of movies, but yeah, I think like it's going to be the bigger ones that switch. Like the small movies, whatever. Like they'll just put them out.
God damn it! The next article that came up was Aquaman 2 sets unexpected record with its first trailer, and it's about how no movie has ever waited this long for a trailer.
I don't think that's.
I don't think that's true.
I
either.
don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Crystal Skull. Like
right?
the trailer didn't come out till like February something, and the movie came out Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. I'm gonna take it.
Corey is my go-to example.
It's a good example.
You're
You're taking it, Doug? Is that what you're doing?
all right.
Yeah, I mean,
Momoa's off the board.
Is he?
Yep, it has been said.
I think one of you will eventually take it, and I might as well be the one to take it before you guys give in and take it.
I can safely say I wasn't taking it with my next pick. So.
Corey wasn't taking it.
I would have 100% taken it if it was there between my last 2 picks.
Oh, your last two picks. You still have like 4 more picks. You still have a lot more picks, Corey.
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah. No.
3, 4.
If I was, because I was looking at I have one more double. If it was still there, my last 2 picks, I would have taken it.
All right. You made it easy for me. I don't remotely have
You're
to
welcome.
think.
You're welcome. As I debated for 15 minutes about taking it.
I'm taking Napoleon.
Nice, Ridley Scott.
Yeah, I think it looks sick.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
What's solid feedback I have for myself about why I picked this movie? Yeah, it looks sick.
I mean, I want to see it. I mean, it's just.
I just think it looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
I had it at number 10, while I had Aquaman at 5, but I don't know if I guess I don't know if Aquaman's coming out. And I actually had Dumb Money at 11, and I decided last second to jump over Napoleon with it. I'm glad that you didn't take it. Thank you.
Yeah, you stopped me from.
I was worried.
Dumb Money.
I was worried you were going to take Napoleon, or Dumb Money, or both.
I would have taken Dumb Money if you didn't take it.
Okay, so that worked out for me.
Yeah, you protected Dumb Money, for sure.
That feels good. It feels good for every once in a while to protect a movie instead of completely fuck it up. All right,
How many more picks do we have left? I haven't been looking at
we have 10 picks to go.
10 picks to go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Total, yeah.
Total.
Oh, total. I thought we each had 10 left.
Corey
I was like, how long is this draft?
Corey has 4 picks. I have 3 picks. And Doug, you have 3 picks.
3 picks, whatever. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, now we're at the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
What are you giggling about? What are you thinking?
All right. First pick, definitely. This is my first one. I'm taking Greek Wedding.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it performed well back in the day. I've gotten gun shy with seeing how bad So these types of movies have fallen off.
Yeah.
But I mean, it made a lot of money.
And then I think the second one made like 60 million. I mean, even if it just does that.
I would just be worried. Was it Book Club? The one
Yeah.
that like just fell hard.
We got book clubbed.
I did.
The only thing is, this is like more of a family movie than Book Club, which is like a strictly like women only movie, older women only movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 came out in 2016, while the first one came out in 2002. And what did it do? It's opening weekend. It's opening weekend. It opened against Batman versus Superman's opening weekend, and then Zootopia is like, I don't know, fourth weekend or second weekend.
Yeah,
I feel like that fucking Aquaman pick is going to do you well, Doug.
if it comes out, if not, I'm going to be like, well, that sucked.
Yeah.
Just
At least it was
pick on fire.
At least it was in the middle.
But I'm hoping if it does come out, it can at least make Black Adam $50 million.
It's going to make at least $100 million, an Aquaman sequel.
I don't know. I don't know that I don't know that I believe that DC can make movies can generate $100 million.
The Flash made 100.
Yeah, but that, I mean, they had Keaton.
This is following up a $300 million movie, so like it would have to fall. I mean, Shazam fell pretty fucking hard, but
I was gonna say, do you know what franchise, like,
yeah,
what we're talking about here? Like, it's all cursed.
Yeah, it doesn't have very good luck.
All right, Ferrari.
Michael Mann.
It's a gamble, but because he hasn't had like a movie in fucking 10 years at least.
Michael Mann gambled on it too. He fucking put up a lot of money.
Yeah,
for this one.
But the trailer got me. The teaser that came out today, I was pretty amped from that. So
yeah,
looks Adam
good.
Driver looks, it's got a good cast. I don't know what a Ford versus Ferrari was. I mean, I know it's different, but like maybe there's some comparison there. That movie did pretty well in theaters. People like car movies for the most part.
Well said, Corey.
I like them fast cars.
I mean, I could see that movie doing well.
Fast cars and Adam Driver. People love both.
Kate liked and watched the new Book Club movie. These are comments we're getting via Twitch.
She's been trying to get me to watch the second one, like for the past like few hours.
And as Dirk says, Adam is a driver.
I was thinking that, but I was like,
you should have made it before him.
I was like, it was only a matter of time.
All right, 3 picks left.
Be careful, because I'm gonna get 2 picks after you go.
Yeah,
yes,
Murph, be careful.
I'm aware of how the drafts work, Doug. Thank you for
Watch
reminding me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go fucking off the wall here. Probably something that neither of you would even draft.
You always have those, Murph.
But I'm worried that you might. It's a fucking faith-based film, and those seem so hot right now. Like it's got that element to it. They're gonna push it to that audience. The trailer.
Oh, no.
The trailer.
I hope you're not taking what I was like. I was eyeing it as my last pick.
The trailer I even thought looked good, and like I was like, I think I would even see this movie. Ordinary Angels.
Okay.
I'm guessing that is not a film you were going to take based on my.
Not me. Not me.
Doug, based on the.
So I had it starred as a possibility for the last pick, but I was not going to pick it yet.
All right. Well, at least I know you were thinking about it.
But I definitely have like one of those types of movies in my
on your list.
On my vision board. God, what the hell am I gonna pick? I don't know if this is gonna make any money, but I kind of want to see it, and so that's worked out for me so far with the Voyage of the Demeter. That so right. I'm gonna do it again. I thought the creator looked really cool.
I knew that's what it was gonna be.
Not sure it's gonna make any money, but
it'll make at least fucking
20 million or something.
That movie that you drafted, 65 made at the very least.
Yeah.
I think it'll do actually pretty good. I did have it one higher than the creator, but I don't know. Ordinary Angels, I can see like breaking out in a way that I'm not sure the creator can.
Yeah, I'm not sure it can either. I just, like I said, I kind of want to see it, so that's how it made its way onto my list.
I'm just never going to take a faith-based movie ever again if Ordinary Angels bombs.
The other movie that I was eyeing, and this is another one that could be a complete disaster for me, but
shoot, I'm up again soon. Fuck.
I'm gonna do the Haunting in Venice movie.
Okay, you're going big on September right now.
Am I?
Kate's gonna be very happy.
I mean, the movies are gonna actually come out since.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not all of them are gonna come out, so that'll help clear things up.
This one definitely.
I can't pick that one in good conscience because the last one did so bad.
Yeah, the last one did really bad. They're obviously trying to go a different direction. I have a feeling the trailer is trying to make the movie look like it's something it's not, which concerns me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a lot of crappy movies on this list, and this at least has like some name recognition, and that's kind of what I'm hoping does something. But yeah, I mean, I'm not super high on this movie, which is why I waited this long to pick it.
It's fair. Okie doke. We're moving from the list. Gone. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to take one that I'm not 100% certain is going to come out. But it's got a stacked cast, and if
Bike Riders.
Yep. Yep. All right. You did my
sorry
announcement for me.
Sorry to steal your thunder. I just had that. I was looking at that movie too.
They can pull in the Sons of Anarchy crowd, and shit like that. It could be like one of the bigger like dramas of the fall.
Have we got a trailer for that? Because I didn't see it.
Not yet. No, they've only talked about it like being at film festivals pretty recently.
That would have been helpful if I had.
It had a first look yesterday.
Oh.
I didn't see this until right now.
Yeah, had I caught that, maybe the first look would have convinced me, but the lack of seeing anything is what was my only hesitation. But yeah, I mean, if it got a first look, that's encouraging for it coming out.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, with the cast that it has, I could totally see it as something they don't want to put out if the strike's still going on. Yeah. Like you want to get Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, Tom Hardy, etc. out. But yeah, it's playing at the film festivals, some of them. So we'll hear about it soon. All right. I got one pick left, Doug. You got one left.
Yep.
Corey, these are your final two. Make them count.
Okay.
Okay, I'll consider it.
I'm going to take Saltburn.
All right, that was one I was
My boy.
One I was considering.
Paul Mescal, right?
Nope. That is.
No, this is the Emerald Fennell movie.
This is
Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan and Nate from Euphoria.
Which was the one that had
Foe.
Paul?
Foe.
Oh. Yeah, then I didn't know. I didn't even know this movie. What's this movie about?
The teaser came out today. It's about somebody who they go to like a private school together, and then one of them stays at the others for like the summer, like the rich person's house for the summer, and I don't know. It's supposedly like got some talented Mr. Ripley vibes, and it's got a good cast. Looks hip and cool.
Cool.
So I got one more, right?
Yeah. What's you gonna take for your final pick?
You're gonna do the double Jacob Elordi pick and go with Sofia Coppola's latest.
Was that Priscilla?
Yeah. Yeah, because Jacob Elordi's in Saltburn and Priscilla.
Expendables is still available, or Expend 4 Bowls.
Well said. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now too.
I know what I'm gonna pick, and I don't think you guys are gonna pick it. So, because I don't think it's gonna make money.
So far we've drafted 21 films, and all 21 have been in the top 24 that I put together.
Nice.
So we are all on the same page.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know necessarily like if each of our top 24 would be the same, but at least you're all on. We must be on a similar wavelength based on what I'm seeing.
I mean, we're definitely on yeah, I've never seen a draft like this. This is usually I can predict how it's gonna go. This has been definitely difficult. Jeff.
Do you have an idea of what you're taking for the final pick, Doug?
Yeah, I basically if this was like online drafting, I would have locked it in and walked away.
Gotcha.
Because yeah, I know I'm gonna pick. I know you guys aren't gonna pick it. So
I'm between two movies for my last one.
I'm just gonna do like a swing for the fences pick. Where it's probably gonna earn like $5, but
man. All right. This
All
is
right, this was
very
our
challenging.
Doug. We need to do some talking right now. Entertain the masses.
I was trying to look and be like, do I really want to pick this movie?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah, I mean, I also had like 4 other movies, like an extra like 4 movies that I wrote down, but one of them like I'm not so sure it's actually going to come out. And the other 3, I was a little less confident about than all the ones we've drafted so far, and the 3 others that are still on my list. I think I have an idea, Doug, of what your Swing for the Fences movie is going to be.
I don't think you do, because it's like not. It's not.
The fence is so fucking far.
Yeah, like it's like. It's not gonna happen.
You make me want to. You make me want to take you over the other one I'm thinking because.
I'm guarantee you have no idea what I'm thinking.
Side bet. Before you make your pick, I'm going to guess what if I don't.
Okay.
If I don't take.
Yeah, I'm the last pick anyway. So
exactly.
All right, I'm going with my gut.
Actually, no, I don't want to do that because then what if it changes your mind? I'll say it I will message Corey privately with what I think you will take with your last pick, and then we will see. All right, Corey, you got your pick in.
I'm going with my gut.
All right,
on this one.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm not sure, but I'm going with my gut. Poor Things.
Okay.
Which one was that again?
It's fucking weird as shit. It's the Emma Stone movie.
Yorgos Lanthimos, The Lobster. What was it? The Favorite he did. Movie's not going to make a lot of money, but Emma Stone could.
Yeah. It's a genre movie, which will have its own audience. It's going to be an award movie, which will have its own audience.
People are talking about it.
I mean, The Favorite made 34 million in America, so I mean, look at that as your like worst case scenario, maybe, or the median of where it ends up. Okay. That wasn't your off the wall pick, was it, Doug? No, you didn't even know what it was. Certainly it was not the off the wall pick. All right. Okay. Do I go with the one that I originally ranked higher, or do I go with the one that seems that I put lower, but when thinking about it more, it seems more obvious. It seems like it would do better. But also, I've been burned by these types of movies many times this year. Shoot. All right, let me look at the months and see how crazy it is with what's opening around it.
It's going to be great to see what these movies fall out of 2023 after all this work.
Oh, there it is. There's the little fucker. Fuck. This fucking movie. This fucking movie.
I still can't believe the Marvels went as far as it did.
It says so much about the MCU.
Yeah. How far it's fallen. For now, at least. really not much left.
I see potential in a bunch of things. It's just obviously only some, like a couple will pan out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of luck at this point. All right. I'm gonna go with the out there one. I think Doug might possibly take. And I will explain why I am picking it. It's The Marsh King's Daughter.
That wasn't mine, if that's what you thought I was going to take.
That's what I thought you might take. Because I get Crawdad vibes from it. And that worked pretty damn well for me last summer. And also, I don't think there was anything else. That was the reason. I saw the trailer yesterday. I know it's going to actually come out. I don't know. For a final pick, it seems like it could do all right.
Yeah, I think so.
At the very least, we could talk about Ben Mendelsohn's a little bit.
So what do you have, 2 left, Doug?
He's got one. Final pick.
One.
I have no idea what his pick is.
I mean, do I just burn my movie pick like I was planning on?
What do you mean? I mean, you can just speak freely now, because we can't pick anything. The movie pick.
Oh shit! That's not what I thought that movie was about. Well, that's not good.
Well, what are you thinking of, Doug? Because I ran through all the movies. I could probably help you. And we won't lock it until you say locked.
No, I thought I thought the movie I was looking at was something completely different.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, man. What movies are even left?
Final pick. Here we are. There's a lot of movies left on the list. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this was draft. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 movies left on the list.
Yeah, there's a couple here that I have flagged off that are still here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This kind of fucked me off.
We're on the final pick, just so everyone knows, and then we'll go over each of our individual drafts, what we're thinking after doing them, and then we'll wrap things up. But Doug thinks this final pick, which is essentially proving useless in every other draft, is going to be the game changer, because it ultimately always just comes down to the one big film of the summer or of the season, as Barbie, Super Mario Brothers, Top Gun Maverick, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Batman have proven.
I really don't. I don't know what that movie could possibly be for the fall.
Avatar. Oh wait, you lost, Doug, with Avatar. But that was because you picked every movie you wanted to see. after picking Avatar. It was strictly what does Doug want to see this fall? Okay, I'm taking it. Let's not think about the masses.
Yeah.
Hey, you had a good list of movies. I think I saw all of them.
Yeah, they're all great. Shit.
I didn't even one movie that I'll say this now, that I didn't even realize a trailer came out for it already was Expendables 4.
They've been in the movie theater all the time.
Yeah, I think after thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, no, I've seen that movie in theaters, but initially I was like, they released the trailer? That's how much I was paying attention.
Yeah, that's how I am a lot of the time it airs. I just like go on my phone during it.
All right, I don't know what the fuck or what the hell is gonna make any money that's left out of this group. I guess I'm gonna just go with Yimmy Money, Dear David.
Dear David.
Okay, the BuzzFeed one.
Oh, it's BuzzFeed related.
Yeah, that was the one about that Twitter feed called Dear David. And it was a BuzzFeed horror movie. Trailer's out.
I wanted to pick Foe over that, but
to get Paul Mescal.
To get Paul Mescal on my roster, but I then was like, I don't know that this movie's coming out, so I was like, Dear David probably will come out.
I think the trailer only dropped this week, so I think it actually is going to come out.
Okay.
But it wasn't on my list, my top 24 or my 4 additional films.
I would have gotten it just to get Paul Mescal on my team.
I mean, him and fucking Saoirse, that's a dreamy duo.
It's a movie I'd want to see, so probably no one's going to go see it. Yeah, so yeah, Dear David, I don't know why I picked that. I have no real... Other than I got tired of going through the list. So the movie I was eyeing was The Boys on the Boat, which I thought was like the story of like those
you would have
kids.
You would have shocked me with that one.
I thought that was the story of those kids in Florida where their boat capsized and and then I looked it up and it was a rowing movie in the 30s.
Were you not listening to my synopsis? I guess it must have been tough with me talking for fucking.
That was like straight. The end. I was probably going back and forth between Wish and the Marvels at that point.
When you were thinking about what you were going to take.
Yeah. But as soon as I saw it was a rowing movie directed by George Clooney that's coming out Christmas Day, I was like, what the hell am I doing? That's literally going to throw my pick out the window.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The last one I was between was the one I picked, and Next Skull Wins, Taiga's new movie.
Yeah, that was interesting to me. I just Taika movies don't typically make a ton of money, so.
Nah, I looked at I looked back at Jojo Rabbit, which was pre-pandemic, and that was 30-something million. I
don't think it's gonna make Jojo Rabbit money either.
It's a football movie. Football's popular now with even more popular now with Ted Lasso and shit. But I should have taken it. Fuck me. I didn't think about the Ted Lasso effect.
I don't think that means soccer is more popular than America. I don't know.
People are not very high.
I think people that aren't interested in the sport are more willing to go see something about it. But whatever, it's neither here nor there, and I don't have to worry about any of you having it and being pissed off. And then the other movie that was in my top 24, it was at 23. It was Expendables 4. I tried to steer clear of the fucking franchises this draft.
Yeah, I looked at the Expendables 4 and there was an article online about how the movie's tracking to make $10 million or something.
Yeah,
and I was
you did some tracking. I didn't do any.
I just googled
for anything.
I just googled Expendables 4 and the first thing that came up was tracking shows it's going to make an anemic $10 million in the box office. And I was like,
yeah, it's not going to do well.
Not gonna lie, that did kind of push me away from Guardians of the Galaxy, the tracking, in the summer. Yeah, because they was only tracking the opening weekend, which was a fairly accurate prediction.
Yeah, but that franchise is just like fucking. It's
Yeah.
just the line going down.
Yeah.
I don't see Expendables like
No, Expendables. I it's not gonna make it's. You just know it's gonna at least fucking make like $30 million or $20 million total. Like with an indie movie, like some of these dramas, they fucking might max out at $2 million. You know how many $2 million movies Doug had last fucking fall? 2 of them. Empire of Light and Armageddon Time combined for $4 million.
Yeah. All right. We only have a couple minutes left before we gotta wrap. So
let's talk about each person's draft.
Yeah, you want to just do it quick? I guess. Just...
Doug, what are you thinking? You drafted Wish, Trolls Band Together, so started with 2 animated movies. Wonka, The Exorcist Believer, Aquaman the Lost Kingdom, super late pick for a sequel to a massive DC movie. Creator, Haunting in Venice. So you got another franchise movie in Haunting in Venice. And Dear David, a horror movie.
I like it. I'm happy actually with it. I like my draft. I got a lot of IP, which is always a good thing. I think.
Is it, dude? Is it?
Depending on the IP, and hopefully. I mean, if you're not looking for it to make, there's nothing that's going to make like mega money this summer or this fall. So, $200 million is a win.
Yeah,
it seems like. So, you were just looking for for the summer for your movies to make like mega money, and they didn't. Whereas I think if I can get like $100-200 million out of these. That's good enough.
Call it a day.
So, and I like animated because I feel like they're less likely to get pushed but maybe I'm wrong on that.
It was exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So I was happy with that, and I don't think there's all that many animated movies that come out that often, and I think parents like bringing their kids to the theater.
Yeah, I mean, we drafted the 3 animated movies within the first 6 picks. So, yeah, we were on the same page. All right. Then we've got myself. I went with Migration, The Marvels, The Color Purple, Dumb Money, Napoleon, Ordinary Angels, The Bike Riders, and The Marsh King's Daughter. I think I got a little something there for everyone. I'm happy the Marvels fell at 5. Wasn't expecting that to happen.
Yeah, that was huge, and I think the Marvels I feel way better about than like Aquaman.
Yes.
So
if the 2 of those came out, I would 100% have more faith in the Marvels.
Yeah, I think Aquaman has like really low floor, whereas I think Marvel's floor is 200.
Yeah, exactly.
If it does really bad,
its floor is still pretty damn good.
Yeah. So I mean, your only risk with that
its floor is Quantumania, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't see it making less than that, and especially now that November is so wide open with Dune not being out. So
yeah, and Migrations and good. I mean, I believe in animated, so I think Migrations. Interesting. I think you're right that Illumination's been doing gangbusters in comparison to Disney and some of the other animation studios. So I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And then
we got a musical, 1 comedy, but it's based on real life shit. So I have faith in with that, and it's got a really good cast. And Napoleon, I'm pretty hyped at getting at 14. I think that can do pretty well. Then I kind of went with rando picks after that. But I think all of them have some potential to them, with Ordinary Angels, The Bike Riders, and The Marsh King's Daughter, all going for different audiences. and all at different times of the year. I feel like I'm pretty balanced throughout the year. The only time I have 2 movies coming out right around Christmas, which I'm not thrilled about, with Migration and The Color Purple, but they're targeting 2 completely different demographics.
They're completely different audiences. So I think you're good there, assuming they both come out.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything you're not confident is going to come out? Like you're less confident is going to come out of your movies?
Aquaman. I'm very skeptical that movie is actually going to come out. I wasn't that low on Wish not coming out, but I don't know Disney as well as you do. So the fact that you're skeptical, you had questioned whether or not it was going to come out, has now made me a little concerned.
I mean, I was going to take it, so don't be too concerned.
Yeah. That's just not one I had expected that was going to push. But
I think it's weird that Trolls and Wish are opening 5 days apart.
Yeah, they may move things around they may push something a couple weeks, but I'm hoping they don't move it, completely out of the fall.
They should move Trolls up if they were.
Outside of that, though.
What'd you say? Other than that,
other than that, I feel like Trolls is going to come out unless there's like that NSYNC issue that you talked about, where.
Yeah, but it probably won't be a thing. I wouldn't really. Yeah, I mean, I think all that matters if there was an NSYNC reunion, all that would matter is they have a song on iTunes or on Apple Music and Spotify. I think that's all the promotion it needs.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Otherwise, I feel pretty okay about my movies.
Cool. Corey, you had some interesting picks. You stole some that I would have liked to have gone at some point. I would have liked to have gone Killers of the Flower Moon. I was considering taking it in the second round. So you got that, The Hunger Games. You've got The Nun 2 and Saw X. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 and Ferrari. And then Saltburn and Poor Things. You got a mixture of like indie award movies, franchise fare, and then expensive award movies.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I mean, Flower Moon is definitely one that I when it fell to 3, I was like, I gotta take this. I wasn't planning on taking it at all because I didn't think it would be there. I thought one of you would have taken that one by that point, especially since now it's gonna be global wide release type of thing this year. So I think that one has potential to be pretty big. Hunger Games 2, I think, like I said before, I think that one's gonna make money.
I do too. Then, it's just a question of how much.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think it'll make $100 million at least.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's any question. The last one made 280. So,
The Nun 2 and Saw 10, I think between the two of them, they'll make $200 million. That's what I'm thinking. I think, and then My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Hopefully that movie makes money. I might get burned on that one like I did Book Club, but we'll see.
It's worth the risk.
Yeah,
I think Mark made a good point about the family aspect. That may differentiate it.
Mm-hmm. For different reasons, but same thing. Could get burned with Ferrari because Michael Mann hasn't had a movie in 10 years at least, maybe more. Directed movie.
I think Black Hat was 2016.
Okay, and that movie bombed, right?
Yeah, his last hit was Public Enemies in 2009.
Yeah,
which was his movie before Black Hat.
But I don't think that movie was supposed to be really good, and the Adam Driver effect, I think, has something to say about that. So, and like I said, fast cars, so it could be good. And then Poor Things, like I said, I definitely a gamble, but for how late it was, it could end up being something that might hit. even though it's super weird. And then Saltburn, just because of Emerald Fennell, like Promising Young Woman didn't make a ton of money, but it
opened in like
movie, right?
like a horrible part of the pandemic.
Yeah. So I think people know her name now, especially because of that movie. So I think it doesn't have the biggest cast at all, but if it's good, I think it could do pretty well. Maybe 60 million. I don't know, something like that. So I think I feel pretty good about my draft.
The only thing I was surprised about was that you didn't take. She Came to Me. Is that the name of?
I know the one that you're talking about. It Lives Inside.
Or It Lives Inside. Yeah.
I almost took that.
and then Five Nights at Freddy's nobody took, which I mean it's got a fan base, but the fact that it's day and date.
Yeah,
the day and date is what.
And I don't like that it opens Halloween weekend.
Yeah,
that's like a bad weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It Lives Inside, or whatever the name of it's called, and Thanksgiving were two that I was going.
Oh, Thanksgiving. I also thought you were going to take.
I actually thought about Thanksgiving, but I was like, the ceiling is so low.
I don't think it's going to make money because Grindhouse didn't even make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it came down to, if I was going to take it, either one of those movies, it would have been my last two picks, and that's kind of what I was thinking about. Between those and Priscilla, but I also didn't think that, even though like Elvis did well, it'll get like the Elvis fans in the theaters, but I don't think it's going to make like more money than either of those two movies, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between a movie about or drawing audiences into a movie about Elvis versus like Elvis's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one's a massive Warner Brothers studio film, one's A24 independent film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both by like very by clear auteurs that have very specific visions, but Sofia Coppola isn't known for her hits, while Baz Luhrmann is.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Well, let's good luck to everyone, I would say.
This one is going to be interesting, I think, too.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be interesting. But that's all we've got for today regarding our main topic. Thank you again for listening. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Also, like I said at the top of the episode, moving forward, if you're invested in our box office pools or just want to hear more about how your favorite films of the season are performing, please stick around after this for some extra mid-credit chatter. And yeah, let's just give a quick summary of what's happened box office wise over the past few weeks. It's going to be pretty quick. Corey's dominating the pool with 1.33 billion. Doug in second place with 1.14 billion, and myself in last place with 897 million. Since our last episode, Corey's been killing it by holding off Doug with both the Meg 2, The Trench, and the continued dominance of Barbie, along with the surprisingly leggy Talk to Me. Doug, you had a solid reboot with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. So that was a solid pick. That's over 100 million. So it's definitely performing well better than the Meg 2. But Barbie and Meg 2 and Talk to Me are basically even with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Gran Turismo, Voyage of the Demeter, and Oppenheimer over this last month. So really, you haven't been able to gain any ground despite you having more movies opened and your movies that have opened done better. I mean, Barbie is just a fucking force to be reckoned with. I mean, we're looking at Warner Brothers' biggest movie of all time. So, As for me, DC is continuing its slump, hence the fall that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom had in where it was picked in the draft. with Blue Beetle. Good film, but it is going to end up doing probably smaller numbers than Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Believe, does anybody know where its latest is at? We're currently at 40. Oh no, it actually should top Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Yesterday. Oh no, it's 10 million short. Damn it, it's going to be really close. But either way, bad performance by Blue Beetle. R-rated comedies are still largely struggling. Strays didn't do too well. I had more success with No Hard Feelings earlier this summer, which ended up with 50 million. Strays, on the other hand, is going to max out at like 20 to 25 million. So that was my big whiff of the season. There were plenty of other things I should have took. But all that's left is The Equalizer 3. It comes out this weekend for Labor Day. Unless that thing turns into a $400 million juggernaut. I ain't catching up to Corey. And Doug, it is unlikely you're going to gain 200 million on Corey, since you're, like I said, basically pacing at the same amount. Unless Gran Turismo just suddenly blows up out of nowhere in its second weekend.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. But we'll do a full summer box office recap in our next episode. And then at that point, we'll pivot in our mid-credits into how our fall box office picks are doing and just the fall box office in general. But anything else, guys?
No, that's it.
Nope. I'm just hoping I can win one of these box office drafts. So here's the fall.
One of these days. So, as always, this has been Corey, Doug, and Murph at Lip Breathe Film. We'll see you again next time, film fans.
Bye.